When the Serpentine asked me to take part in this experiment marathon, which was either going to be an experiment or a performance, I thought I'm not actually a performer, and I'm not very good with rational thinking. And so what came to my mind was something that is really a kind of a parlor game, but it is an experiment. And it's called, when I was growing up, we didn't have a television. But sometimes after supper, my mother would initiate what she called Planchette, which involved a glass and just a yes and a no. And we would, as it were, contact the spirits, or we would see if the glass would move, and we would see if there was information that would come from elsewhere. And the reason why I thought it was interesting to do this in this environment, in this context of the pavilion as opposed to the parlor, is because I think if you make work, you kind of do, you have to be open to hearing voices. And for me, it's completely benign. And it's just an experiment in whether something happens or doesn't happen. But I do need people to join me in this, because I definitely can't do it by myself. So I'm going to put this no here, and this yes here, and the glass on the table. And I'm going to ask some people to come and join me and see if you can, if you want to speak to the spirit world. There's two parts to this experiment. There's the first part and the second part. So I'm really asking for volunteers before I have to get really brutal and actually extract people from the audience. So is anyone going to join me? Thank you. And then if you feel, do you want to come around here so we can all reach? So it starts with this ridiculous moment that is very Beckettian. It's a kind of moment where we have to call out. You have to put your finger on the glass, by the way. If you don't put your finger on the glass. Have you ever played this before, any of you? Have you ever done this before?
No.
No? Okay. You have, yeah.
Can you scoot over to the right?
Okay, so then this is the moment where there's normally followed by a lot of laughter, because I have to ask, is there anybody there? And we have to just, it takes a bit of patience normally. So you just have to be patient with the spirits and hope that they can, if there's anything that comes through, anybody. So I'll just ask again. Is there anybody there? Please answer yes or no. I'm curious if this will, outside of a more intimate environment, if it's still going to, if we're going to be conducive. But I feel the pavilion is quite, it's kind of intimate, it's great. So I'm going to ask again. Is there anybody there? Please answer yes or no. The glass is now hovering a little bit. You probably can't see it because it's kind of moving. It starts to shift a little bit. Is there anybody there? We're asking you to, and then sometimes I haven't done this I don't do this all the time, to tell you. That's why it's an experiment. Is there anybody there? Please answer yes or no. Is there anybody there? Yes is on my left and no is on my right. Would anyone else like to ask? Put your voice.
Must be moving to yes, because I can't reach anymore.
You can't reach. Do you want to move around to the other side?
I think it's very important that the table doesn't have any nails.
Yeah. Is there anybody there?
Is there anybody there?
If it's anybody there.
It's moving, no?
Yeah, it's moving. Come on. Come, little spirit, come on.
Is there anybody there?
It must be my mother, she just died.
Your mother just died.
It's turning. Ah,
It's actually this, yeah.
it's not your mother.
They say that when people pass into spirit, it takes them some time to come to terms with the shift of their environment. So maybe she's a bit fragile in that way. It's quite, I don't know, it takes time maybe. Oh, it's moving. It just moved a tiny bit then. Is there anybody there?
Maybe she needs a question.
Yes, needed a question. Oh, it's moving, it gets stuck. Yes, it needs a question. Do you have a question?
Well, do you want to talk to us?
Do you want to talk to us?
I am in pain.
Sort of moving towards this gentleman I think, a little bit.
Oh, yes.
Do you want to talk to us?
He wants to talk to him.
Yeah, it seems to be, but it's very slight. It's moving. Can you speak up?
Are you all right? Are you in pain?
No, not in pain. Not in pain.
Do you want to speak to us?
Seems to be moving towards you. Do you have any question?
Just want to make sure you're not in pain.
Move towards nose, not in pain. Yeah, moving back again towards nose says not in pain. Mm. Do you are you someone that any of us knew when you were on the earth plane? Were you someone that any of us knew? Yes. Yes. So it seems to be someone. It seems to be a spirit that you knew. Actually, the surface is not the. It should be like a kind of veneered, mahogany, Victorian surface. I don't know whether this kind of MDF is quite conducive. Oh no, but no, it's saying to me, no, it's not conducive. Just move to no. It's not conducive. So we have to really help now.
Are you together?
Are you together? Are you together? Are you together? Seems to. Any more questions? Would you want to ask any question? This is the thing about the supernatural, is that once it starts happening, the supernatural, you actually have very little to say. Kind of, there's a strange limit that kicks in. Yes, it's saying yes.
Maybe we're too afraid of it.
I think this is the point to talk to Madame Blavatsky.
Do you want Madame Blavatsky? Well, yes, if you want to see whether. No, it says no. No, 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 no. We're not going in that direction at all. We're not going in Madame Blavatsky.
What about Nikola Tesla?
I don't know who that is.
Nikola Tesla? Scientist.
Scientist.
Believe in spirits too.
I think it's Jeremy and Teresa.
Sorry?
I think it's Jeremy and Teresa.
Jeremy and Teresa. Is this Jeremy and Teresa? Is this Jeremy and Teresa? Jeremy and Teresa. Yes, okay. Jeremy and Teresa, welcome to the pavilion. So it's good to talk quite intimately and directly and normally.
I don't know what to say.
So, with the glass, do you have anything else you want to say, or?
Nothing I can voice in a yes or no question.
Okay, right. Yeah, I try to keep it simple with the yes and no, and not have letters, because then it can be quite dyslexic. The spirit world is. So this could be now concluding the first half of the experiment, having had this experience, which is always for me quite touching. I mean, I could see whether my mother will come through in spirit and say, are you there? And see whether she's, whether my mother, both my parents are dead. So I could see either of them here. Are you here? No. It's moving it's very stuck now. So now I could stop this part of the experiment. And now, when I agreed to do this, I then Googled Planchette and came up with the scientific, the scientific version of it, which is that apparently we are moving it. Apparently we're moving it without realizing we're moving it. That there's even the tiniest vibration on the surface of our skin that moves it, which doesn't bother me. But because I read that, and now, I want to see whether, with that knowledge, whether it will still work, whether it will still move. I don't know whether you all want to stay. It's great if you do. And we'll see now with this whether we have this in our mind, the word, this odometer effect. If our imagination, if our desire to kind of go beyond, whether it's science that we believe in, or whether it's something intrinsically other to science. So now I'd like to try again and see if anything's changed. Now we're going to be really conscious not to move, see if this affects. Because it's completely unconscious. It's totally without our ability to control it, the way the glass will move with us actually moving it. But we're not aware of it at all. So we'll ask again. Is there anybody there? I know we might have, it's true. We might have, because there's a sense of why this fitted into the experiment and also the performance, is that actually, it's starting to move a little bit. That very quickly one constructs a narrative and a subjectivity to the glass, to whatever is there or not. And the idea that even one's annoyed it is already kind of something that we're generating. So we know are we all now feeling very guilty? We're going to be punished or not? I don't know. It's an experiment. So we'll ask again, is there anybody there? Is there anybody there? Are you still there? Please answer yes or no. Oh, it's starting to move again. It's going to go to no. I have this desire to break through the science, I do. I want to break through the science. Is there anybody there? Please answer yes or no. Come join us here.
I don't like to be command that much.
Yes, well. there anybody there? So it's moving again. It's gone back to moving. So that, yeah. What do you feel now? What's your feeling?
I think I've lost it.
Right. It still moved towards you.
I know. It's really spooky. Because I don't believe in any of this shit.
He doesn't believe in any of this shit, he said, but it's still spooky. I don't find it spooky. I don't know why. Is there anybody there? Going to ask it again. Yeah, it's still coming to you. Still moving. It's not, sometimes, it can just take incredibly wild, and, you get these crazy spirits that possess the glass and go round and round in circles, and they're like little lambs in the springtime. It's really quite extraordinary, but...
This is definitely more interesting than television.
Yeah, so this is definitely more interesting than television. Yeah. Does anyone else want to take, should we take a shift of different people? Does anyone else want to try? Or is it the end of, should we close now? Should we do one more? Anyone else want to try? Just a few more people? Thank you very much, by the way. Thank you. Hi.
It's great. If you just do it with these guys once
Okay.
and then
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Oh.
Come on, Liam.
Okay. Hi. Hi. Hello. Yeah. Okay, we're just going to do one last.
We need one more. I think that's good.
Do you need one more? One more? Okay. Have you done this before?
Kind of, yeah. In other forms.
Okay.
Yeah, not like this.
You said me around the men.
I know. Okay, do you want to ask?
Oh, I don't have any questions yet.
Okay.
Oh, do you want me to ask, is anybody there? Of course it is.
Okay, is there anybody there? We've got some new people. It's moving already, quite strong. Moving strong to yes. Okay. Got a lot of people leaving, so it's... Is there anybody there? Please answer yes or no. Then please return to the center so we can get our bearings. Thank you, thank you. It's a strong spirit coming through now. You have to believe. Anybody got any questions to ask? Are you recently passed over into spirit? Is the first question. No.
You always do.
Have you been in spirit for more than 10 years? Are you?
An angel?
Are you an angel? Would you consider yourself an angel? No.
Have you been a spirit for more than 20 years?
Have you been a spirit for more than 20 years? When you were on the earth plane, were you male? Were you a man? Were you male?
Were you ever on the earth plane?
Were you ever on the earth plane? Glasses. Yes, absolutely. Totally was on the earth plane.
Brilliant. Were you a human?
Were you a human? Were you human? No. It's an interesting question to ask. Were you a tree? Wow, the imaginations are working overdrive.
Were you a tree?
Were you a tree on the earth? Were you a tree on the earth? Seems to not be very moved by that suggestion.
Were you an animal?
Were you an animal?
Oh wait.
Oops, getting frisky. Glass is getting frisky. We've got to ask some direct questions now.
Yeah, very rounded question.
But maybe it was many things.
Oh yeah.
If it was a human, I'd like to ask if he liked to drink, if it was a he.
When you were on the earth plane, did you like to drink alcohol? Did you like to drink alcohol when you were on the earth plane? Yes, wow.
Someone I know who died of drinking quite
Oh
recently.
really? Oh really?
And I've been breaking glasses constantly since he died.
Really?
Seems to drop out of my hands.
Really?
It's quite spooky.
Good to finish. Yes. Sorry, we finish on that note of having a drink.
Yeah,
But-
with the gold glass.
Thank you. Thank you.
That makes sense.
What?
Somebody who died of
Many thanks
don't
to
know.
Sophie Fiennes.